Hey yo, Go Format players, it's Scale Brown Magician here, and I'm back in 2025 with another Go Format deck profile. And I actually do have something spicy. I was doing a little bit of research, and I have never seen a deck with these two cards interacting before. So let me know if you have ever seen these cards being played in a deck before. I haven't personally. I didn't do heavy research, so I'm sure you could find it somewhere. But in terms of GOAT format, I wasn't able to find any profiles. So here's my take on DD Gate. So it's a two card combo, and it is surrounding the hidden kind of like secret menu DD card, DD Survivor. And his effect, he's a level 4 Dark Monster, 1800 attack, 200 defense. I wish he had more defense. But his effect, during the end phase, if this card was banished while face up on your field this turn, special summon this banished card. This effect can only activate once per turn. So, kind of similar to DD Scout Plane, where the only difference is DD Survivor, he has to be banished face up. So, you would think, when is he going to be banished face up? Because, you know, Chaos Sorcerer, why would it use its effect on DD Survivor if he knows it's going to come back? Um, so, the card that you pair it with, the card that it was meant to be paired with, is this card right here. Excuse me. Different dimension gate. And, you know, I haven't been playing as much GOAT format because I've lost, like that creativity, that spark of inspiration when I would play because I feel like so many decks have been explored. But this was a combination where I really wanted to play around with this combo and just see what was the best deck that I could come up with. And this is like my second or third iteration of the deck. And I think there's ways of making it even better. But here's a card. Different Dimension Gate. It is a continuous spell card, and it has a very specific effect where when you target one monster on each field, banish those targets. When this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, return those banished monsters to the field in the same battle positions they were in. So this allows you to banish DD Survivor and recur that resource, and it allows you to banish one of your opponent's monsters. And this isn't like creature swap where they get to choose. You get to pick. So you get to pick what monster you are going to banish and then what monster you're going to banish on their side of the field. So it's a pretty honestly like disgusting card when you combine it with DD Survivor. Combining this with other cards, the only other card it could really be combined with is Scapegoat, because Scapegoat, obviously, you just have tokens, and how the ruling is if you banish one of the tokens with DD Gate, they don't come back because they're just tokens. So when they leave the field, they just disappear. So if Different Dimension Gate was destroyed by like MST, Dust Tornado, Raigeki Break, Heavy, then the two monsters that would return, it would be, you wouldn't get your scapegoat back, but your opponent would get their monster back. So that's basically like the premise of the deck is how can I get this card to work, Different Dimension Gate, super spicy, continuous spell card. I mean, you get to target two monsters. Obviously, one is your own. So there's a cost to this, but the way that we structured our deck, we're mitigating this cost because we should either have scapegoat tokens to use for free, and then we get to banish one of our opponent's monsters, whether it's face up or face down, that's a crazy effect in GOAT format. Or if we have DD Survivor, we get to recur this 1800, beat stick in our end phase. So Different Dimension Gate, it's extra monster removal, and it banishes, and you get to choose the targets. So it's a really fun card. This was the whole premise of the deck. And I'm basically playing like a warrior toolbox deck. And then I have, of course, Different Dimension Gate and DD Survivor and Scapegoat. It's kind of like the spice of the deck. You probably also noticed in the bottom right hand corner we have another spicy card, And I gotta shout out this card. I've always loved Horn of Heaven. I think like just the card art in itself is super just classic, like old school Yu-Gi-Oh, and just iconic looking. And it's a counter trap, so it is like Solemn Judgment in that it can be activated and basically can counter anything. And here's its effect: when a monster or monsters would be summoned, you tribute just one monster, you negate the summon, and if you do, you destroy that monster or monsters. So this could even potentially stop a return from the different dimension play. This can stop a Call of the Haunted, it can stop normal summon, it can stop special summon chaos monster, it stops any summon. And all you have to do is tribute one monster, which already combines with our scapegoats that we are running as well. So this is just extra spice to get rid of monsters that they're trying to play. And it's so crazy to activate this card and then just pay a token. And then you're stopping like, you know, a really huge summon. So like let's say they're trying to push with BLS for game because they have not a lot of resources left. And they're like, okay, BLS, it's time. They summon it, and you just negate the summon. And all you had to do was tribute one of your scapegoats. And then the only way they can even respond to this is if they have a Solemn Judgment themselves, which honestly, like, not every deck is playing Solemn Judgment. So this is another spicy tech card that I'm playing. And I'm playing the triple Solemn Judgment. This is to also help protect different Dimension Gate. Solemn Judgment just really good in warrior decks in general, just, being able to say no to your opponent. And, um, yeah, this is kind of like the lineup. Like I said, it's a warrior toolbox. You have all the right warriors. You have the double rotas. You have different Dimension Gate, DD Survivor as like this crazy monster removal. Um, you know, technically for free if we have scapegoats online or we have our DD Survivor. And yeah, this is the deck. Let me show you some replays with it and let me know what you guys think of it and if you've ever seen this deck being played before. Okay, so here's the first replay and it's against a Reasoning Gate deck and I open up really busted. So he goes Reasoning and he just goes into Fusilier. I called a 4 and he hits a 7. That's okay. He goes Monster Gate and he gets Jinzo. So here I was actually a little concerned. I was like, Jinzo's not ideal. I do run a decent number of traps. But I do have different Dimension Gate in hand already. So I'm pretty confident that with, Pot of Greed and Graceful, I should draw into one of my DD Survivors or my Rotas. So he sets a back row a while, and look at that. So even without Pot of Greed and Graceful, I draw one of the 3 copies of Survivor. So that's why I play 3 and 3. You're trying to see it. It's the combo of the deck. So I already can get rid of Jinzo and recur, that cost of different Dimension Gate. And yeah, I'm just going through. I mean, I might as well. And crazy here, I already get the BLS. So I could have gotten rid of the DD Survivor, but I'm like, nah, we gotta flex the spice here. We summon DD Survivor. Oh, and okay, so I did get rid of, what did I get rid of? Oh, I had 2 copies of DD Survivor. Got lost. Yeah, so this is just a really busted opening on my part. I mean, I had Pot and Graceful, but don't worry, this is still a back and forth duel. It's a pretty fun one. So he draws with the Scapegoat to protect him, so that was actually pretty big. Because I could have done a lot of damage there. What do I set? The Solemn, yeah. Okay, so we're going to see how can he survive this. He gets the Reasoning. I'm going to call the 8. Yep. Just don't want him to hit that. And he shuffles. That was pretty sus. Gets the Sacred Crane. Gets to draw now. I was like, that's kind of sus, bro. But whatever. Sure, why not? Draws into Graceful. This is real convenient. This is where I was confused. Oh, actually, we'll see. So he gets rid of his BLS, and I think it's because he needed that light. Yeah, so he needed that light and dark, and you'll see why here. So I was like trying to play through several things here. So I'm like, okay, he's bringing out the Chaos Monster, and I'm like, yeah, I gotta solemn that. I'm gonna try to just hold my board and then just really pressure. But because I stopped that play, and because he discarded BLS, he has the second Sork, and then he banishes. So here, technically, he banished both of them. He should have banished the BLS. I think he changes it. Yeah, he does switch it. Oh no, he doesn't. So that was incorrect. But so here, I'm gonna use the spice. Did I draw it again? Oh, I held on to it. Yeah, because I didn't use it last turn to deal with the Jinzo, because I had BLS to swing over. So now I use it. Get rid of the Chaos Sorcerer. Pull out the Blade Knight. I'm gonna swing over. And we're gonna duo him. It's a Reasoning Gate deck. Let's just get rid of all of his cards. And there he was trying to go for a big play. He had the Dimension Fusion. And then I almost forgot DD Survivor's effect. So I get DD Survivor back in the end phase. So he has nothing. I'm gonna push here. And I feel like, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, I feel like he makes another push. Like he kept on having stuff. It was pretty interesting. Yeah, so here he gets another draw. I'm like, he's still like kind of staying in the game. But fortunately, those draws weren't anything. So I'm going to be able to just swing over. But yeah, he still has a pool of life points for sure. So here, because Different Dimension Gate was returned to hand, and it's not destroyed, he doesn't get to return his Chaos Sorcerer, which is really nice. It's only when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard. So it's conditional for them to return their monster. He sets a back row. I feel like it must be Scapegoats, but I gotta get rid of it. I gotta just push for it. So it is Scapegoats. And then I just gotta keep attacking. What does he have? So he has the third copy of Chaos Sorcerer. And he banishes my DD Warrior Lady before I can get her effect off. And here I really wish I had a DD Survivor, but I'm going to clear at least his token away. I'm going to put the Solemn Scapegoat tokens. Interesting. I wonder why. I could have sacrificed one of my monsters and just banish his Chaos Sorcerer, but I'm going to let him attack in. Oh, okay, so I get him to be Mirror Forced. And then what, he just has nothing after that finally? Yeah, so that was first game. So you get to see kind of the engine running. Obviously had a really nice opening hand, but even against Reasoning Gate, where he made several pushes with big monsters, we have so much monster removal. And, with it being backed by Solemn Judgment, it makes sure that things go through. So that was the first one. Here's another single, and then we'll get into a match. This one, Don't Open, is busted. I do have the duo. Can get rid of two. Moth and Mirror Force. Gonna normal summon, just want to have a body on the field. And then I have my Scapegoats. Different Dimension Gate already in play with DD Survivor. And then I could banish one of my Scapegoats as well. So here there's a bummer. He's gonna clear the DD Survivor. But I'll have the Scapegoats, and I'll be able to get rid of his Breaker if I want to, but I feel like I don't get rid of it. I feel like I just... Okay, so I set the Horn of Heaven in Solemn. So I can negate any summon that he's going to do as long as I have these tokens here. And I'm just waiting. Honestly, like, I really want to draw into the DD Survivor here. I'm just stalling. But it's good because he doesn't summon a second monster, because he's anticipating either Mirror or maybe TT. So here I finally draw into Kaiku, can swing over. Attack. And I allow it to go through because I have another copy of Scapegoat. So Scapegoat really just allowed me to buy time to get my resources until he drops Mirror. I thought I had a Solemn set for some reason. So blows everything up. He goes heavy and then goes into defense set 1. That's so interesting. I wonder why. Okay. So I get my Kaiku again, obviously. I guess he thought I would just get blown up by his Night Assailant. He wasn't anticipating the knock, I guess. Interesting. Kind of a scrappy game here. He has a face down. I'm like, I'm not going to tempt my fate here. And then, someone tell me, when you banish those targets, like, do you get to see what it is, or does it get banished face down? It's interesting. I'm not sure how that works. Anyway, so he takes the damage. I'm able to poke in with Magician, or not Magician of Faith, with Kaiku. And then I set the Solemn to protect the different dimension gate. He has Jar of Greed. So now he gets the Magician of Faith. That was kind of unfortunate. And he's going to be able to... Yeah, he pulls back the Heavy. Did he have any other good spells? Wow, Heavy was the only one. That's fortunate for him. And he takes 18. I'm able to get rid of more of his monsters with Kaiku. I'm anticipating the Heavy here. And then I activate the Solemn. I'm going to hold here. Oh, I don't activate the Solemn? I don't activate the Solemn because I say, what the heck, I'm just going to let him have the Deco. Interesting. Okay. Attack into the Deco. He's going to draw. And then what is that? Serpent. Okay. Yeah, I don't think he's going to jeopardize a Serpent like that anymore. Okay, so I'm just summoning and swinging in like crazy. Hoping he doesn't have it. Wow, he doesn't have it. I wonder what that back row is. Able to hit again with Kaiku. Really just... He must have Chaos in hand. He's just getting destroyed by Kaiku. Because, yeah, he has, like, all low. And then all of my monster removal. He has, like, no attackers, really, to get rid of Kaiku. He's relying on back row. Snipes a Saku. Which, honestly... okay. Oh, he's gonna crash? Gets rid of the DD Warrior Lady. Banish, banish. Okay. That's so interesting. Wait a second. Dude, he should be banished. He should be summoned back to my field. I totally missed that. So if you crash DD Survivor with DD Warrior Lady, he gets returned. Yo, wow. I only just realized that. I should know this about DD Survivor. That's crazy. So he's like perfect fodder to take out DD Warrior Lady. Wow. I never knew that. That's actually kind of dope. I'll have to play this deck a little more. So now I get the Rhoda off of the Pot of Greed. I already got the Exiled Force, but we're going to go. And yeah, we're able to grind it down. Crazy. Yeah, we're able to grind it down. I would have had the additional DD survivor there. Really interesting. Okay. So let's get into the last replay. That was cool. All right, I think this one's a match. I'll try to go through this a little quicker, but you're getting to see kind of what's the engine of the deck and kind of what it can deal with. And, once the engine gets rolling, it's like the draws feel pretty good. So here, got a pretty strong opening. DD Survivor, protected by the Solemn, Scapegoat, Solemn. Wow. And then I have the DD Gate in hand. Scapegoat tokens to banish. This is looking real good. Yeah, end phase Scapegoats. Doesn't set any back row. It's opening real strong. Draws into the knock? That's nasty. I should have knocked first here, honestly. Because, yeah, people usually set Spy first. Yeah, I should have set Spy. Or I should have knocked there. So, people might think, Scapegoats, it clogs the field and it makes it so, you know, it makes it difficult for a warrior deck to function because you're trying to pressure and have, several attackers, beaters on board. And the way I get around this is because DD Gate is a way for us to get rid of our tokens. Why even bother with getting rid of DD Survivor if we have Scapegoat tokens to use for free? And also, Horn of Heaven is useful for clearing tokens and allowing us to plug in our beaters. So here, crazy board setup. Like, that looks disgusting. And just poke for 38. I mean, that one Gravekeeper spot was just not going to cut it. I'm going to solemn that breaker. I'm just like, nah, you're not getting your spy back to wall me. Gets a snatch. I'm like, nah, I'm not dealing with that either. I don't know if that's optimal, but hey, he had no response after that. I draw into the Graceful Charity now. We're just going crazy here. I have like follow-up plays. Not able to get out the last Blade Knight here, fortunately. That's okay. Put him on a clock here. Wonder what he has in hand. Because, yeah, he just has nothing. He's going to swing over. He's better have back row. No back row still. He must just have all monsters or something. We summon the second monster and that's game. What did he have? Chaos Orc, Sook. Why no Sook? He could have just sooked me this whole time. That's interesting. I don't know what's going on. Huh, intriguing. Okay. So we go into the rematch. Yeah, I don't know what the deal was. That was kind of disappointing to see that he had a Sook and he wasn't using it. Okay. So I open the Graceful again, which is pretty good. He opens TDs, sets 2 back row, and here, again, drawn to the combo. That DD Survivor, different dimension gate. I'm going to pop the Graceful Charity. I have a Horn of Heaven here. And yeah, I'm just going crazy here. So I put in a Reaper. And then Blade Knight. So I'm going to try to get my Chaos online, especially because I have Pot of Greed. And we're just going to go in with DD Survivor. He's going to Mirror Force DD Survivor. I'm like, okay, I'm cool with that, whatever. Because even though I don't have DD Survivor anymore, I do have different Dimension Gate paired with the Scapegoat tokens. So, it's all good. Gets his Jar of Greed. He's going to bring back his Mon. I don't know why he's trying to bring back Thunder Dragon with Premature. Set something next to it. Really strange setup. Strange sequence of plays on his part. But I'm able to get my Scapegoats online. And here, I'm going to go 2 for 1. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to call out that back row. Get rid of Thunder Dragon and Prima. Get rid of the back row. Gonna hit the knock and did some nice clearing of the field there. Get the Call of the Haunted. Don't really have any big monsters to play. We will set the call next to our Horn of Heaven, which is ready whenever. Set something. And perfect. That face down, I don't want to deal with it. We're going to get rid of one of my tokens for free, and then we're just going to banish that spy. Straight up banish it. Poking again for 16. Finally draw into another monster in the form of Rhoda. We're going to get that Dawn. We're going to pressure him. Let's call out the back row. He's got to activate something. It's called a Haunted. And then I'm going to activate Horn of Heaven. I'm going to negate that summon by getting rid of one of the tokens. And I'm going to still get my poke in for 1400. Going to get rid of one of those cards in his hand. It's the Thunder Dragon, unfortunately. And then we go Call the Haunted for game. Does he have anything? He did not. Yeah, so this is Different Dimension Gate. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the gameplay. Really fun, like just getting to use this combo. Now we know the extra synergy of DD Survivor just being the perfect card to take out DD Assailant, DD Warrior Lady. This is like the perfect card. Wow, super spicy card. Really fun. Learned something new with all of y'all. And yeah, I'm just excited to show you guys a fun new deck that I haven't seen before. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and yeah, let me know if you want to see any more decks or have any cool ideas that could bring me back for another profile. Alright, have a good rest of your day, guys. Take it easy.